Good morning, traders. Here's your overnight and pre-market snapshot as of 4:21 a.m. UTC on Monday, November 10th, 2025. S&P 500 futures are up 0.6%, while Nasdaq 100 futures show a 1.0% increase, indicating a positive start for U.S. markets. Asia rallied strongly, led by tech, with South Korea's Kospi surging 2.8% and Japan's Nikkei 225 up 1.2%. European futures also point to a higher open as DAX futures rose 1.22% overnight. The UST 10-year yield stands at 4.13%, the DXY at 99.63, and gold is trading at 4,046.93, up 1.17%. WTI crude is at 60.26 and Brent at 64.06, reflecting movements in the energy sector. Now, for today's top stories, U.S. futures surge on optimism for an imminent government shutdown deal. Global shares and U.S. futures are rallying, fueled by optimism that the 40-day U.S. government shutdown is nearing an end. Sources report a tentative deal gaining traction in the Senate to fund the government into January, which would reverse recent federal layoffs and boost sentiment. Next, the U.S.-China trade truce activates today with key tariffs and bans lifted. A major trade truce agreed by Presidents Trump and Xi takes effect today, November 10th. The U.S. is cutting tariffs on Chinese goods from 20% to 10%, while China suspends its extra 24% retaliatory tariff for 1 year. China also removes tariffs up to 15% on various U.S. agricultural goods, easing trade tensions. In a key part of this deal, China lifts its export ban on critical minerals, fueling a tech rebound. China's Commerce Ministry has suspended export controls on critical dual-use minerals to the U.S., including gallium and germanium, effective immediately. This move de-risks the semiconductor supply chain and is fueling a sharp rebound in Asian tech stocks, with South Korea's Kospi surging over 2.8%. Asian tech stocks are leading the rebound from an AI-driven sell-off. South Korea's Kospi, up 2.8%, and Japan's Nikkei 225, up 1.2%, are leading this strong rebound in Asian markets. Investors are buying the dip in chip makers following last week's tech rout, which was fueled by AI valuation concerns. The rally is supported by the China trade truce and fresh comments from NVIDIA's CEO citing strong AI chip demand. Moving to data and central banks today, the Bank of Japan released its summary of opinions from the October meeting at 8:50 a.m. JST. No major U.S. economic data, such as CPI or jobless claims, is scheduled for today due to delays from the government shutdown. No central bank speakers from the Fed, ECB, or BOE are scheduled. However, BOJ Policy Board member Junko Nakagawa will deliver a speech at the Okayama Club around lunchtime JST. For earnings today, key names include TSN Pre-Market, with focus on FY25 outlook and margins. Consensus expects 3.86 annual EPS. OXY Aftermarket, with a consensus EPS of 0.48, will focus on cost controls and production guidance. BAND's report, rescheduled to today aftermarket, will focus on a pre-announced significant non-cash impairment charge. In FX and commodities, quick hits, EUR/USD holds at 1.1559 in early trade, and GBP/USD is steady at 1.3149. USD/JPY is trading at 153.94, just below key 154.50 resistance, ahead of BOJ speaker Nakagawa's remarks. Gold rises to 4,046.93 as the dollar firms and risk assets rally. Oil, WTI climbs towards $60.26 per barrel on optimism that an end to the U.S. government shutdown will restore economic activity and fuel demand. Looking back at the previous day's top movers in equities from Friday, November 7, 2025. Gainers included XPE, surging 17.55% after beating quarterly earnings forecasts, and Piton, jumping 14.2% after beating analyst estimates. Losers included TTWO, plunging 8.08% after delaying Grand Theft Auto 6 to November 2026. XYZ sank 7.7% after missing Q3 estimates on both revenue and earnings. TSLA fell 3.68% amid a broad tech/AI sell-off and shareholder approval of a controversial $1 trillion CEO pay package. Remember, markets can move rapidly and unpredictably. This summary is for information only and is not financial advice. Like and subscribe for daily updates. Research conducted by Expert Trader UK.